Hello again, Saber Forum. This is Galif, and today I want to share with you my V2 Phantasm customization. So I really love this saber, and even though it's only got the 24-inch blades, I actually think it is a very good height for me. It actually matches my height. So while the longer blades might not be as good for attacking, Jedi's use these for defense anyway, so I figure it actually would look pretty good. And I really like the aesthetic of both blades being a little shorter than a full-size blade because I've got two of them, so it's still technically more blade. But I also made some customizations. This is my very first stunt saber, and I really wanted it to go with my Jedi cosplay, which, let me adjust the light here, so this is my Jedi tunic, boots. I got the whole deal. So now this, I feel, finally completes the look that I've been going for almost 20 years. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let me show you some of the customizations I've done to the saber itself. So I called it the Phantasm. Technically, it's the Phantasm Initiate because I've got the shorter hilts. So they only go about this far down. But what I've done, as you may notice, is I've got this customization here. These are PVC pipe, foil tape, electrical tape, a few little doodads here and there. And I really wanted to do that because the V2s are not MHS compatible. So I wasn't able to get the quick release coupler, or it wouldn't fit with this. So rather than removing this hilt from the coupler, this hilt from the coupler, replace the pommel on this coupler, and replace the pommel on this coupler for 4 steps, I have one simple step to uncouple. So now I can actually have paired sabers if I need to, and it's 1 step to uncouple and 1 step. It's not as smooth as the quick release coupler, but since it's not compatible, I will take it. But there you go. So now it is back in staff mode. So a couple things that I've done. So just on the hilt itself, I have these O-rings. I really love the simplicity of the V2 models, both the Initiates, the Aeon, and the Dominics, because you can do this customization to it, and it just goes so well with the lightsaber. So I've got the O-rings here. I actually replaced my retention screws with these little thumb screws, and initially I didn't have this bolt here, so I've got a little hex nut, and it was just this was just sticking out at that far, which I need it to so that I can actually remove it and take out the blade. But I didn't like just that thin part with the screw thread. So I got these nuts, and I actually think it really makes it look great. The next thing that I've done is, let me take this, just look at one of these for a moment. So from here down, this is a 1.25 inches inner diameter PVC pipe. I've just covered it in foil tape, a few strips of electrical tape for a nice grip. When I hold this as paired, it's really comfortable right here. One of the things I don't like about the V2s, well, I don't want to say I don't like, but actually, I like it, but in this case, I went with a difference. So the handle from this point down on the V2s is really thin. Now, it's very comfortable and great for spinning. My boys have the full Aeons, and those look great. But a lot of the Star Wars lightsabers have a thicker bottom half, and so that's kind of what I was going for. So in addition to needing that coupler, that's a little bit smoother than 4 steps, I'm doing this and getting that. And then I also, I drilled in these screws as well. These are exactly the same screws as right here, because even though I glued this in, these are a lot heavier than I thought they would be, especially with the heavy grade blade. So I had to just give that a bit of reinforcement. It's hot glued and super glued in here, so I only needed the hot glue to kind of fill in the gap, because this is a female PVC coupler. And it fits in the PVC pipe fairly well, but I needed a little bit of hot glue to just kind of fill in any potential gaps. Then I broke it, pulled it out, and super glued it. And then I drilled these holes, and now it's in there. It's not coming off. For my other hilt, as you can see, I've got the male end. Now, of course, they're white. I can't really put any paint on this because it'll interfere with actually going in. But what I do like is that when it is connected, and this white, even when unconnected, it's such a small part. I mean, you can't really even tell because I've got them in my hands. But I also added some paint because, as you can see, they were white, so I just went ahead and added a little bit of paint, put some like scuffing and that sort of thing. And then when I get them together, I line up these screws, and when I line those up, the buttons line up. So that's another advantage of doing this, other than just the standard V2 coupler that it comes with. But that is my review. I don't have a lot of room to spin in here. I've got a lot of things, but maybe one day I'll take this out, and once I get a little bit better at spinning, I'll do a demonstration that way. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed.